Hey, welcome back. Just finished staining the floor. I did it last night so it would dry because it has to dry for 6 hours before I can put the Varathaning top coat on. But I did save one of the doors so I can do a demonstration for you guys on how I stained it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so you guys can see how it's done. As you can see, the floor is all stained. It looks pretty good. It's done what they call a traditional cherry wood stain. It looks pretty good, I like it. Alright, I used a gel stain, which I've never used before. I've always just used normal stain, which is like a liquid, and this gel stain works 50 times better. Like, this is one coat and it looks good. Like, I would definitely use this anytime I had to stain anything in the future. And I guess you don't actually have to put a top coat over this, but I'm gonna put a hard gloss Varathaning coating over top of it to protect it from the weather and whatnot. So yeah, and like it says all you need is a rag, so I just used a rag to apply it and it worked fine. I just put some stain on a rag like that and simply wipe it on, and the harder you wipe, the better your wood grain shows up like that, like shows the details of your wood. It seems like the more pressure you apply, the better job you get. So when I first started, I was just kind of brushing it on like that, but then I realized that you really need to push it into the wood, and man, it brings out the texture in that wood. Beautiful. The knots, I usually wipe extra hard on the knots and it kind of darkens them up. I like it, it looks good. So that's how I did the whole floor, just like that. And I try to go between the cracks, push some stain into the cracks so it doesn't look white. And these are the front doors for my cabinets under the benches where I'm gonna keep my fishing gear and my life jackets and whatnot. So I just made these out of leftover wood that I had. It is a little bit of a time consuming thing. Like, staining the whole floor probably took me an hour, I would think. And then I usually go over it all like I am right now after I've covered it all in stain, and it just seems to bring out the texture in that wood grain. Like, I don't know if you can see that in a video or not, but God, it just really, really looks good. At least it does to me. Now I just usually tip it up on edge and do the edges like this. Hey, I just brought the wood outside here to show you guys what it looks like in the sun, and it looks awesome. You can really see all the wood grain and everything. It looks good to me anyway. I thought I'd give you guys a look outside and finish doing my edges while I'm out here. So it's nice out today. It's about plus 25, so can't complain. I hurt my back real bad yesterday. I don't know how. It must have been something to do with the boat. I just all of a sudden had severe back pain, and now I can hardly bend over or walk or sleep or anything, so I thought I'd sit out here and do this, show you guys what it looks like. I'm pretty happy with this cherry wood stain. I think it looks unreal, like really nice to me. I think that's gonna look pretty good in a wood boat. Make sure when you're done that you dispose of your stain soaked rag properly. Maybe put it in a bag or something, because I guess they can be combustible if they're thrown in a hot garbage can or something. It says on the can. Could just be one of them warnings that's over exaggerated too, I don't know, but thought I'd give you the friendly heads up on that. And the boat's coming along. I would imagine in the next few days I'll be able to have a maiden voyage video for you guys. I know I gotta order the decals. I think we're gonna name the boat Lost in Time. That seems to be the most votes. We had another suggestion from a viewer, which is actually my mother, who wanted to name it Abandoned Memories, which I thought was an awesome name too. It was a really tough decision between Abandoned Memories and Lost in Time, but Lost in Time just seems like a more general boating statement, you know, like when you're relaxing on the water, lost in time. I don't know, I'm not sure, but it just seemed to suit that the best, so it's going to be Lost in Time. I hope to order that decal for the boat, one for each side. I'm going to put it in the white insert. I know picking the font for the decal became an issue too all of a sudden, because there's so many fonts and nobody knows which one's the best. So myself, my wife and my father all were here and looked at the fonts, and it seems like everybody suggested number 437, which is kind of like just a decent boldy looking font. So I think that's the one we'll probably go with, and the decal is going to be done in black vinyl. Decisions for the decal are pretty much made. And there's your finished stained door. I don't bother with the inside. Waste of product. It's a cupboard door. You're not going to see the inside, so I'm not going to do the inside. Alright, I'm about to put on my diamond wood finish, which is a Varathaning coating. Bought it at a local hardware store. It leaves a crystal clear gloss finish. It's water-based, environmentally compatible, so I got it in a jar, easier to handle. It says to use a synthetic brush, so that's exactly what I got, is a 2-inch synthetic brush. Like I mentioned earlier, my back is severely injured, so I'm a little slower moving and less agile than I usually am. So sorry about that. I really probably should shut the boat project down until my back is healed, but I'm just not prepared to do that. I'm too close to going boating and I want to finish. So I'm brushing on a thin layer of this Varathaning coating. It seems I was just quiet for a minute because I haven't actually used this product, so I was trying it myself just to see, but no, it looks like it's going on good. It's hard to tell where you put it. It seems to kind of turn into a transparent, invisible coating right away, but it's got a nice shine to it. And yeah, I'm just going to stroke it on like that. And it says to do one coat and let it completely dry, and then you can do another coat if you so choose. So we'll see how it looks. I'll probably do several coats, I would think. I'd like to try to get a thick protective layer on here in case the floor gets wet or whatever. There's 1,000 reasons I can think of why I want my floor protected. I don't know how thick to put it on. It says just brush an even coat on the directions, so it's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is not something I've used before. I'm not a woodworking professional. I am simply trying something new for the first time, and I so far think it looks pretty good. So I love the stained wood. I mean, I can't get over it. I love the color of that cherry wood. I'm glad I picked traditional cherry. There were several choices. There was a darker walnut, a light oak. There were 7 or 8 different colors of stain that I could have chose, but I seen that traditional cherry and I just liked it, and that's what I went with. And frankly, I'm very happy with the choice I made. See, I whipped these up with odds and ends of wood that I had laying around, so as you can see, they're kind of, you know, they ain't perfect. They're just basically scrap wood pounded together to make some cupboard doors. So that's what I did, and I'm happy with it. I think it'll be good enough for this boat. Like I've mentioned several times in my previous videos, this is not a show boat. I'm not restoring this boat for show purposes, or, you know, it's not an antique that I'm trying to fix up for showing off or wanting it to look super show brand new condition. It's an old boat that I found on Kijiji, and I wanted a little project. I wanted to learn more about woodworking and more about boats. I've been involved in boats most of my life. My father, grandfather, myself, we've all had boats. I own other boats. This isn't my only boat. I have quite a bit of boating experience, and I just wanted a wood boat. It's something I've always wanted. I'm fascinated with offshore fishing, and I've watched it on TV, these wood boats, these guys fixing up these old wood boats, and they're so easy to modify and add things to. It's just I wanted a wood boat. So I got this wood boat off Kijiji, a local classifieds site. I paid $200 for the boat, and I've spent quite a bit restoring it on wood and whatnot. And I'm like, not quite a bit, but when I'm done, I'm probably going to have, you know, at least a couple $1,000 invested in the boat, I would think. I haven't been keeping track of my costs, so I don't really know, but somewhere in that neighborhood. I've got an engine already, so that's going to save me some money. I got it locally here. Some older fella had it for sale. He charged me $100 for this motor. He said it may or may not run. He hasn't had it running in 7 years. I've got it on a previous video if you guys want to check it out. It's a 30 horse Johnson. But I got it for $100. So the boat project there that saved me a lot of money. I was expecting to have to spend a couple of $1,000s on a motor. The most expensive part of this boat is the trailer. I bought a brand new trailer. I looked around for, you know, some used ones on local classifieds, and I did find some, but they all needed work and they weren't quite the right size and blah blah blah. So I broke down and I talked to a lady that sells trailers in town here, and she, I wasn't really going to buy one, but I wanted to know kind of how much they were, and she ended up giving me a quote on the trailer, and it wasn't too bad. Like, I ended up getting the trailer for $2,500. It's brand new. It's got all the lights and the bells and the whistles. It's ready to go to the lake. So she ended up talking me into buying it, and I'm glad she did, because it's going to speed up the process. I don't have to mess with another boat trailer, try to fix up an old piece of junk, which I'm not a big fan of fixing up boat trailers. I know this video series has been time consuming and difficult too, and thanks to my wife for taping everything and editing all the videos. A lot of work, and I really appreciate it. I'm sure you viewers do too, because if it wasn't for her, there wouldn't be any boat videos, because I don't have the patience and it's not my thing. So it's, I don't mind making the boat videos and talking to you guys on camera like this. This is no problem for me, but actually doing the technical part of producing the videos is not something I have a lot of patience for. So thanks to her, we have a YouTube channel with all the boat videos readily available for your viewing. And we've documented this process right from the beginning. So you can watch video number 1. And that's the day I brought this boat home from Mainmont, Saskatchewan on a car trailer. It didn't even have, it had a trailer, I'm lying. It had a trailer when I got there, but the thing was so scary, I told the guy I'll buy the boat, but the trailer's got to stay here. And he hummed and hawed because he didn't really have a use for it, but I said I'm not taking that trailer home. It looked to me, I'm not sure what it was made out of, but my guess is it was made out of a grain auger. It looked like somebody took a grain auger off of the axles and tried to make a boat trailer out of it, and they really didn't succeed. I mean, it was terrible. So the boat trailer stayed in Mainmont, and I winched the boat onto a car trailer that I have, and that's how I brought it back here. It was a 3-hour drive each way to get this boat, and I don't know what I was thinking that day, but I'm glad I did it, because it turned out pretty good. But people thought I was flat out nuts for driving 3 hours for a $200 piece of junk boat. But for me to build this boat from scratch, I mean, I would still be in the process of framing it. I ordered plans to build a big boat, and I was going to build a boat from scratch. And I might still do that sometime, but I'm glad for this year that I got this boat and restored it, because I learned a lot doing it. There's a lot of things on this boat I didn't do right. And I made mistakes, and that's how you learn. So I'm glad this boat was kind of an entry-level project. It gave me a little bit of confidence, taught me about staining, painting, products, construction, framing, building, decking. Like, I learned lots. I learned even how to buy lumber, because I mean, I haven't done a lot of lumber work, like that kind of thing. Even going to the hardware store and ordering lumber was brand new to me. And I mean, it seems simple, but you need to know your sizes and your lengths, and there's stuff to figure out when it comes to building stuff like this. So I'm glad I did it. It was a great learning experience, and it gave me the confidence, so someday maybe I can build a boat from scratch, And I have the plans. They're up there somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they're here somewhere in the scratch, to build a boat from scratch. And someday I might do that, but for now I'm just going to keep focusing on this boat and fixing it up to the maximum. I've considered putting a cabin on this boat, for us to go over the river and, stay overnight for a couple nights and have a barbecue and all that. But I don't know, that's something that might have to be done in the winter months. But I might not get around to that too, I don't know. But these are all things I sit here and brainstorm day in and day out. And those are a few of the things that I've kind of brainstormed about. I'm glad that you guys have tuned in to watch the boat restoration. It's nice to have people, watching along and enjoying it too. Hopefully it encourages some of you to get out and do projects that you often dream of or want to try. I mean, you just gotta try things. I mean, when I did this, I didn't know how to build a boat or fix a boat. I mean, I fixed lots of cars in my day and painted lots of vehicles. I had a job as an automotive painter once. So I do have a little bit of experience. I'm by no means an expert. I've been out of it for a lot of years. And, but I still have a little bit of knowledge. And that part of it I really enjoyed, painting this boat. It kind of brought back some memories for me and gave me an opportunity to test my painting skills again. And I feel like the paint job on the boat went pretty good. I'm very impressed with the way it turned out. So I got a chance to brush up on my painting skills too, which was a good deal. And now I'm learning how to stain and Varathaning deck boards, which is something I've never done, but it seems easy. I'm just about done the main area here, and I've only been at it for 15 minutes at the most. I'm not too sure what else to tell you guys about the boats. If any of you have any questions, comments, conversation you want to have with me, I highly encourage it. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. I love people that share common interests. So if anybody's got a boat project or any other project they want to discuss or questions, or I'm not an expert, but I know a few things. If you need advice or simple encouragement, just leave a comment underneath the video and I'll get back to you, I promise. Also, I have Twitter, Instagram. You guys can check that out in my details there and with the video, and it tells you how to get hooked up with me on all that. If you guys want to do that, that's fine too. And yeah, hope to hear from you soon. If you guys got videos, let me know and I'll check them out too. I like watching other people's videos. I watch YouTube videos just about every day. I got a bunch of things I tune into. I like fishing videos and boat videos. And I also watch boat restoration videos. I have a few people I follow. A fellow from the east coast of Canada that has a channel where he's fixing up big boats all the time, wood boats too, and I've learned a lot from him. Some of the simple things I'm doing right now I learned from him, so I'm thankful for that too. I'd call him out and give you his name, but I forget. I think his first name was Paul, but that's all I remember. So I got him saved in my favorites, I know that. And I've watched most of his videos. Very inspirational and educational for me. I'll be glad to take this boat out on its maiden voyage though, that's for sure. Getting real anxious. Might end up having to do it alone because my camera lady says she doesn't want to go. So unless she changes her mind, I guess I'll be doing the maiden video wearing a GoPro, which I have. So the maiden voyage video might be on a GoPro, or it might be a good video. Thanks for watching me stain and Varathaning my wood boat floor.